Hello. Just testing here. Everybody, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Right. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry about that. Is there sound now? Can somebody just confirm for me, please? Can somebody confirm that there is sound, please? Right. Okay. Camera. Yes, here we go. Right. Good evening. Thank you. Firstly, thank you to Anthony for inviting me. It's a great honor, and just to let you guys know, I didn't go off the rail, so I haven't been to rail yet. Been close, and yeah, I just thought that I can be here tonight to add some value to those that are in recovery or on their way to recovery. I basically was introduced to rail a good few years ago by Anthony's girlfriend Claire, and yeah, what an experience. It's a day in my life that I've never forgotten. A man that's got a lot of experience, and yeah, funny enough, the first time when I went for life coaching, rail came up probably about 6-7 years ago. It's amazing. And yeah, basically at the end of the day, what I'd like to share today is a little bit of a background. You know, I come from a rough upbringing in life. I came from a divorced home. I came from violence in my home, and there's many people out there. I could have been one of the guys that have gone through rail, and basically I would say that it's almost like a T-junction in the road. By the grace of God, I went right instead of left. You know, a guy that becomes an addict went left, and somehow I went right. And I could really have been there. So my upbringing is I come from Lansdowne, from the southern suburbs, rough. One of the people that I know the longest in this group is actually Mr. Garth Elario. Garth started out as a good boy, and then, you know, he became an naughty boy, and he stayed one for many years. And I just want to say to you, Garth, well done, my man. Yeah, I think it's been, I don't know how many years, 18, 20 years that you were on the drugs, and yeah, you went through rail, and it's amazing. Anthony, that is what really grabbed me to rail. I just want to tell you, is there were many attempts for Garth, and you guys got it right, and well done to you, Garth. All right. I just basically, there's a few things that I've learned in my life, okay? And that is, when growing up, well, I was influenced in many bad ways. You know, I'm not sitting here today as a little angel. In actual fact, anything but that. But thanks to good people around me, that I have been able, you know, not to have landed up where a lot of people have landed up. I'd like to start off by saying, you know, kids that come from broken homes, I think that's where it all starts. People look at, let it be alcoholics, drug addicts, whatever the case might be. For me, that is the cherry on the cake. But I look at the ingredients that formulated to bake that cake. And for me, that is something that a lot of people that don't understand these people's circumstances have a look at. They're always just focusing on the cherry on the cake, you know. And for me, I don't know, my gift, okay, why I'm sitting here today is that I understand. I've walked alongside many of people that have walked this road, and a lot of guys get judged, you know, for using, but never understand why they're using, okay? And I think that in my eyes, based on myself, I lacked emotional intelligence when I was growing up. Okay. And I think in today's society, there's a lot of people with great IQ, but very little EQ. And for me, if we can balance the two, then I reckon we got a good winning scenario. And, at the end of the day, a person has a look at choices that have been made, me, myself, when I was growing up, I was angry. I don't know, to be honest with you guys, I don't know how I haven't landed in prison yet myself. I mean, I carried a knife on me permanently growing up. I've stabbed a good few people out of anger. And I had a major anger issues growing up. And that's where I can sort of sympathize or empathize with people, blaming it on this, blaming it on that, always looking to blame something on somebody else. But there came across my path by the name of Sharon Deal. Guys, I just want to tell you something quickly. I've been to many psychiatrists, many psychologists, and many guys that are sitting here today will agree with me. You must go see a psychiatrist. You must go see a psychologist. Guess what? Have they walked that road that you've walked? No, they haven't. So how can a person be sitting in front of me today trying to give me advice if you haven't walked the road that I've walked? Okay. And yes, I think that is a big thing. Whether you're alcoholic, whether you're an addict, whether you've got anger issues, whether you've got whatever issues, you need to be able to connect with a person, all right, that you're sitting in front of. And I believe that is a very, very, very big problem. And that is why, I mean, my mother wasted a lot of money my mother wasted a lot of money, okay, on psychiatrists, psychologists, school, whatever you want to call them, whatever, okay, but it never worked. And boy, oh boy, a woman by the name of Sharon Deal crossed my path. I've known this family for a long time, all right, and that woman changed my life, the way I thought, the way I looked at things. Sharon has got a business called Who Am I Foundation, okay, and that first day, as I said to you, when I sat in front of her, the words RAEL came out of my mouth. For whatever reason, she reminded me today, just so by the way. And it just shows you whatever impact RAEL or Anthony, Mr. Hall, you had the day that I met you when we did that charity event at Elsa's River Primary School with Claire and her business. And I never knew that I was what they call in Afrikaans a draadsitter. I was a guy that sat in the middle of the fence. You know what I mean? I never knew I wanted to be left and right. Okay, and I think that's one of the biggest things, or one of the first and foremost things that I learned on the road of emotional intelligence. I didn't want to stand alone and make a decision and look like I didn't want to show anybody that I was weak. I can now stand in front of anybody today. I can stand in front of 500 million people or 1,000 people. It doesn't matter. I'll be the only guy standing on that side of the fence, all right? And I'm not scared to stand for what I stand for, okay? And, emotional intelligence, okay, is what's lacking, I believe, in the youth of today. Emotional intelligence is lacking in the sense of helping people make decisions that can be made. There's so many simple things, but people always want to be trendsetters. People want to fit in with guys. Guys are too scared to show their opinion. Guys are too scared to speak out. But I'm not one of those guys. I am not scared at all. I used to be a guy that used to conform. I used to be a guy that just went along. But I never really knew why I just went along. All right. And I want to tell you, there was an old man that said something to me one day. All right. He said to me, my boy, how many friends do you got? And I said to him, you know what, sir? I don't know, too many to count. And sorry to tell you, but he showed me a middle finger and he said to me, you know what, your real friend should never exceed your one hand. And as an outsider, or let's just call it when you've got issues, whether it's drugging issues, whether it's drinking issues, whether it's whatever issues, You seem to have all these buddies around you, all these so-called friends, okay? Well, guess what? When you're done and out, have a look around you and see what's left. Because I'll tell you what, when days were dark in my life, friends were few. And that's why the word friend is a major, major, major meaning in my life. Those people around me that I call my friends, they know who they are. And there are very few of them, I'll tell you what. Okay. In my life, all right, I've also been given a second chance. In 2017, I had 2 heart attacks. All right, I could have also been dead. And I'm grateful for that. Some people say that, you know, why are you still smoking? You know what? I'll carry on smoking. I'm not going to stop smoking because I had 2 heart attacks. All right. And yeah, but that was a game changer for me. And there was a lot of appreciation. Let me tell you that. All right. And yeah, when it came to life coaching that I went through, and I spent basically a week on a farm with Sharon Deal. There was many challenges that I faced, and it's very funny, you know, with this life coaching that I went through. The same question gets asked about 5 times in 5 different ways, and so you learn things about yourself, and it feels like your mother, your father, your brother, your aunties are sitting actually behind the screen answering these questions, because I've never had to face honesty like I have in my life. Okay, it was one of the most difficult things in my life that I had to do, was to be honest with myself. That was the most difficult thing to do, was to be honest. Okay, and that is something that Sharon taught me, is to be honest with yourself, and that's what Mr. Hall also will teach. That goes through RAEL. There's no point in bullshitting or lying to yourself, because guess what? You're only lying to yourself. And you know what? You can keep running, but you cannot run with yourself all the way. You're going to keep running. So step number 1, I've always learned, the biggest thing that I learned is to be honest with yourself. All right. Respect, honesty, integrity, those sort of things, you know. And treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, people look down on other people. People are judgmental. I'm the type of person, I will sit along the road with a guy that's got absolutely nothing. For me, that's the most intriguing thing to do. And to hear his life story of why he landed there, how he landed there, the choices that he's made. I've spent many hours. One that really stands out to me at like right now is I was doing a job one night on Maynard Mall, and those that know Maynard, outside Maynard Mall on Maynard on Weinberg Main Road, it's not a joke, that place. If you see what's actually on that main road at night, I'm talking about heroin addicts, I'm talking about prostitution, I'm talking about husband and wife busy injecting heroin into them. And I was walking 700-800 meters alone by myself while my guys were walking, and I just bumped into one of these guys along the road, who happened to be, he spent like 15 years in jail. And anyway, we got talking, you know. I talk to anybody, and we spent about 45 minutes talking to each other. And every time, whenever I've spoken to those sort of guys, I get to the stage and I ask the guys, listen here, what happened? How did you get there? What are you doing different in your life? How can you change things? Whatever. But there's one thing that always comes to mind that I ask every single guy, every time I've spoken to him. How about taking your drugging habits? How about taking your methodology that you go through everyday life with? And I've spoken to many of them. I ask some of these heroin addicts, I speak to them. I say to them, guys, check it out on a daily basis. How much do you need? Some of them need 550, 650, 750, 850 rand, okay, a day for heroin. I ask the guys, okay, how do you get it? Now, they reckon from about 8:30 in the morning till 11, they're done, you know. And then I ask them the question of, so you're making, let's call it 800 rand, 700 rand a day, times 5 days a week, it's 3,500 rand a week. Times that by 4, you're looking at 13 or 14,000 rand a month. What, for 3 hours of work, by hustling and scuttling and bullshitting people. I said, can you imagine if you put all your time into being an entrepreneur or into a business of doing honest things, okay? Can you imagine how further you can get? And I always get this blank look like this on their faces. They don't have an answer for me, okay? And that is what I'm here to share with guys today that are currently sitting with problems or are suffering from an addiction problem. You guys are so good at feeding the addiction problem. How about building yourself in a positive manner? Let it be in a business, as an entrepreneur, or in your job. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. I always strive and have a look at different avenues in business, okay? And for me, I don't understand it. Another question that always comes up as well, all right, with gangsters on the street, you know, I said to you, the level of intelligence with gangsters is next level. Now take those level of intelligence and implement it into your life. Run a business, you know. If you can hustle and sell drugs, okay, or hustle and sell stolen goods, you know what? You're going to be the best salesperson in a business can find, all right? And this message goes out to all those people, whoever's listening tonight, okay, is to take that and implement it into your life. Because I can tell you, there is no better salesperson than an oak that can hustle, all right? And you know what? If you can sell drugs, if you can sell whatever, you are going to be a very successful business person. And, you know, I believe the calling on my life is to be a business and a life coach. That's why I'm sitting here today. That's what I would like to try and make a difference. If I can make a difference in one person's life, my years of doing this is worthwhile. All right. Through my life, I've had business mentors, all right? I've had Sharon Deal, who's been my emotional mentor in my life. And I'm ever so grateful for it, you know. I got help from people in my personal life, in my business life. That's why I'm able to sit here today in confidence and tell you, I've also needed guidance in my life. In 2019, due to a business, I landed in a I want to call it a mental institution, but I landed in a clinic twice in 1 year, okay? But you know what? I learned. There's nothing in my life that I regret. I look at life, everything I've done as an experience. Garth will tell you where we come from. And as I said, I went right and some guys went left. There's a word that has stood out for me on my journey, and that is called the word pride. Now, the word pride for me, I'm going to break it up. It's like it stands for personal responsibility in delivering excellence, okay? And I'll never forget that Western Province rugby chairman, I went to a breakfast one morning, it came out of his mouth, and that's a word I've never forgotten, and it's a very strong word, pride. In my mind, you know, I've had a look at people, parents. Everybody says, oh, if a guy's doing this, put him in rehab, you know. Rehabilitation is one thing. You change, you need to want to change, okay? For me, it's what happens the day you walk out of that door. That's the day you really face reality, you know what I mean? And I believe that many people that have gone through RAEL, and that are going to go through RAEL, there's a plan for you guys. And I want to tell you what that plan is. Myself and Anthony spoke today. And, yeah, Garth, whatever. 2 months ago, whatever. Are you sure? Are you still on the right path? I'll double check on you. But I just want to tell you that I had a vision in January. And I shared this with my life coach, Sharon Deal. And I said my vision is to take 20 individuals. It happens to be 2020 as well. And you know what? I'm not going to limit it to 20. You know, sometimes people, whatever they are, whether they are a painter, whether they are a carpenter, whether they're an IT guy, like you, Garth, you do IT, whatever career you're in, you know what? Maybe that's the only thing you know. Maybe you don't know how to run a business. And my dream and vision is to actually open like an admin house, whereby we would look after the marketing, the financial side of the business, and have a look at the administrative side, administrative side of the business. So you know what, if you're an IT guy, go do IT, go make a success of your life. We'll worry about the rest. If you're a tiler, you go do tiling. We'll worry about the rest of the business. And that is something that I'm really going to focus on. And I really want to do that because I know that there are a lot of talented people out there, and everybody just needs that opportunity. And I'm the type of person that wants to stand behind people and give them that opportunity. They need to first want it. They need to first show that they're interested and they're actually really worthy of that opportunity, because you know what? There are no free rides in life. Life owes you nothing, you know. And I just want to tell you that is exactly the way I feel. You know, I've seen in life, you're either a leader or a follower, and I ain't no follower. I'm a leader. Okay, I can't follow people. I lead people. All right, and that is a strength that I've been gifted with. And there's no problem in being followers. Okay, you need to ascertain: are you a follower or are you a leader? You know, leaders must lead and followers follow. And I believe in teamwork. You know, teamwork makes the dream work. Guys, I want to share something very special with you. I do a lot of I'm a crime fighter. I'm on the road. I fight for my community. And one evening, about 2 weeks ago, just shy of 2 weeks ago, it was literally between going straight or doing a U-turn and going back to an individual. And I'm proud to tell you guys, I did a U-turn. And I stopped by an individual at 1:30 in the morning saying, listen, what are you doing here? Why are you on the road? Blah, blah, blah. And I got out of my vehicle. And I tell you what, it was the most amazing, and I thank the Lord so much for letting me do a U-turn. Because I bumped into somebody that really needed a person to talk to. And this person's name is Grant Ralph. Grant, or if your mother or whoever's are listening, Grant is 38 years of age. Grant's basically, in a nutshell, you know, Grant grew up as a person with an absent father. All right, he basically said to me that he would wait for his dad to come home, all neatly dressed, all good to see his father, you know, and his dad didn't arrive. He basically said to me at the end of the day, and I always wonder and believe, all right, why people do what they do. How do you start? Where did your journey start? Okay. And for me, that is the most amazing thing to hear. And you know what? Again, he cried out to many people for help, but no one actually took him seriously or didn't. I just want to confirm, I'm getting messages here saying people can't hear me, they can't hear sound. I'm just confirming there is sound. And basically, having an absent father in his life, his dad was an alcoholic and he swore never to use alcohol in his life. Sad to happen that his dad was involved in a motor vehicle accident and he was brain damaged from the age of 6. And ladies and gents, you know what? Growing up without a parent in your life can cause a lot of damage. And Grant went to a school in the northern suburbs, and it's basically a special needs school. All right, there were two things that were said to him when he arrived at the school at Jan Kriel, to say that you know, in the history of the school they've never met such a bad case of ADHD. However, listen to this, they'd never seen a hike with an IQ like Grant Ralph. How's that, ladies and gents? All right. Further on, you know, life carried on. Drugs began for Grant at the age of 13. And that's what he knew. And as I said, he started the life of drugging, all right? And he carried on. By the age of 28, Grant he'd been divorced twice. Grant was deported from America, all right? Um, for reasons that he did, to the cause of drugging, Grant admits the hurt that he caused his family. Grant admits the hurt that he's caused everybody around him. And he sent me, and I'm speaking on behalf of him tonight because I believe this is one very special individual. I've come across many individuals on the road, but guess what? I haven't seen the change and the want for them to change. This brother today, he sent me a 20-minute voice note. And in the last 4 days, the Lord has come to speak to Grant. How amazing is that? When I met with him last night, I hadn't seen him for a couple of days. I went to take him some data, put some food in his stomach, because I believe in him. And if I believe in a person, I will fight for this person. And I truly believe that the man's on his hands and knees for changing his life. I believe that he opened those gates to let the Lord into his life and he wants change. There's not many people that bring me to tears, and I'm not scared to say today I sat and I cried to listen to this guy's testimony, to listen to how a man is on his hands and knees and begging to be taken into a rehab of some sorts. Unfortunately, there is no finances for it, but I truly believe somewhere by the grace of God that someone's going to bless this man with a sponsorship at RAEL. I just got it on my heart. I feel it. If I tell you, I cannot tell you how strongly I feel this. I feel like I'll break this wall down now. That's how strongly I feel about this, The mere fact in life that a person I just need to plug a charger in quickly. Sorry, man. I didn't realize my phone is going to go flat anytime soon. Sorry, just give me a second. Can you please organize me a charger urgently for my phone? And yeah, I was today listening to this, and as I said to you, I've come across many people on my journey in my life. But I tell you, this is one guy that's grabbed me, and he's grabbed me properly. What an intelligent guy. This guy is extremely intelligent. And I sent Mr. Hall this voice note of this guy. And, he says in this voice note that he is not ashamed of what he's done. And I said to him, Grant, you know what? It's an experience. Everybody makes mistakes. Let bygones be bygones, man. And at the end of the day, give me a plug, please. And at the end of the day, you know what? The ground, but from here on, it's from here on upwards. And I'm ever so grateful that I've taken this gentleman by the hand. It was literally between going straight and doing a U-turn. And something, as I said to you, something told me to do a U-turn, and I'm ever so grateful for it. I've been able to stand by a family, a broken mother, okay? Because this is what people don't realize, the damage that they cause to their parents, to the loved ones around them, as you guys will know. The first day that I made contact, with Grant's mom, she burst into tears. She couldn't believe that someone had finally taken Grant's hand, because nobody has basically given him a chance. To tell you in a nutshell, basically Grant, he's been in and out of prison. He's been involved in gangsterism for a long time. As you know, if you're in prison, you're involved in gangsterism. All right. And yeah, the man's on his hands and knees today, begging for change. And I always said, you know what, everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody deserves an opportunity out there. The damage. I've started walking a road with the mom. on day one, he said to me, you know what? Can you please phone my mom? My family doesn't like he believes his family hates him. He's um, because of what he's done. And I said to him, Grant, you know what? There's always you can always turn things around. I don't tell me I don't believe anything's impossible. Anything is possible in my eyes. You got to put your mind to it. But obviously with that came, sorry, my phone is on charge. But with that, I explained to the mom. The first day that I picked up the phone with the mom, she was crying. She was broken. And I said to her, you know what? Don't worry, I've got your son's hand. I won't let it go. I said, I'm going to walk a road with your son. Bearing in mind, the mom's looking after a brain-damaged father. It's hard. He's already got that. He's put his family through 25 years worth of drugging. All right, and as parents might know out there, the manipulation that comes with it, the guilt. Give me money. And I said to the mom, you know what? Today you're in my hands. I'll walk this road with you. I'll show you that there's going to be no manipulation from here forward. You don't have to feel guilty. You've done it for 25 years, and today's you're not going to do it for any longer. And the guys out there, you'll know that that's the way you get what you want. By manipulation, you pick on the weak. Those are your targets, And I tell you what, this has been a week ago that I've started walking a road with this mom. I tell you what, the mother is about 50% there already, and it's amazing, an absolute gem of a mom. And she's ever so grateful that somebody has taken their hands, that's actually walked a road with her son, because nobody. You must understand, when you've stolen and you've done everything else to your family, people think that nobody wants to help you, but people, as I said to you in the beginning, that's where the lack of emotional intelligence came into Grant's life. I'll tell you what, Grant was set free today. I've never, from the day that I met him, obviously guys that have been in and out of prison and drugging for a long time, you guys put on this, let's use the word, you've got this big boy face that you put on. And today I heard the man cry like a baby. All right. And I said to him, you know what? The truth has set you free. You're free, my brother. All right. And I met up with him actually this evening. And I said to him, it looks like you've released a ton of bricks off your shoulders. And he basically went and he said, while he sent me that voice note, he's on his hands and knees that by hook or by crook, he wants to be at RAEL. So, you know what? If there's anybody out there who feels it on their heart, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I believe this gentleman, he's going to be worthy. I believe Grant is going to be an absolute walking testimony, okay, to many others, okay, and his career, once this guy's sorted out. I mean, this guy's an IT genius. I mean, I've sat with him, I've listened to him, and this is one of many of us that are sitting in the communities. I'm, being on the road a lot in the northern suburbs in Brackenfell, I'm seeing a lot more people on the road, okay, involved with drugging. Drugs are becoming bad in these times, okay. I'm finding a lot more homeless people. And I've always just had it in me to fight for those type of people, because I believe that I see the good in people, all right? Well, I see someone that's worthy of a second chance. And at the end of the day, some people just aren't given. People get looked down upon. I was told, listen to this, when I was at school, I was told I'm going to be a vagrant one day. All right, anybody that knows me, I'm anything but a vagrant. You know what I mean? I'm a business owner. I've got 2 little businesses running, and I plan to grow. And I want to back those that are coming out of recovery. That is big time on my heart. because I believe that I see the value in you guys. I follow I follow the live streams every night, and it's very interesting, to see what's gone through RAEL, and it's amazing to have a look at oaks like Garth, have a look at oaks like Richie, have a look at Graham, and it's amazing just to see that at the end of the day, what RAEL has done for people. And Anthony, Mr. Hall, I salute you for what you've done, my friend. There's nothing better in my life than to put my hand out and to help somebody, So, yeah, Garth, we'll get you a job, bro. What job? What job do you want? I can't give the job that you're looking for. You know what I mean? Anyway, basically at the end of the day, guys, my calling in my life, as I said to you, is, I don't know. I just see myself, as I said to Anthony today, is to open an entity that backs guys that have recovered. And I see the worth of oaks out there in the world. And when, obviously the biggest thing in life for me is self-respect. With self-respect comes self-confidence. With self-confidence comes no doubt. When you've got doubt in your life, doubt is bad. One of the biggest things that I always, when I speak to guys that are trying to walk a road and they use the word hope, I say to them, my friend, you delete that word out of your life. That word hope for me means a person that's sitting in front of a slot machine in a casino hoping that they're going to win on the next spin. I like the words will. I will. You'll be positive. You will do it. Okay, you put your mind to it, you'll do it. And, at the end of the day, I've just seen so many people around me, People think, I've only got to stand at 6, or I know people that haven't, they've got no education, okay, and they majorly successful in their lives, Yeah, if I look back at my school career, I was probably, one of the poorest academic people you got around. But you know what? As an entrepreneur, I rate myself, and I rate myself to a degree that I am very confident in what I do. I'll tell you what I'm good at, and I'll tell you what I'm bad at. I'm a great ideologist, but I'm not the world's best activator. But you know what? That's where you got a team that comes with you. So I've got very good vision in business. And I'm not scared to say that give me admin work, I promise you it'll be the biggest balls up you've ever seen in your life. So I've always said, there's certain phrases, take what you're good and run with it, Don't be scared for change. People are often very scared for change. Don't be scared for change. If you were going to go left, go right. Let's see what's happening around the next corner, you know what I mean? Don't be scared to explore. Don't be scared to take calculated risks. Don't just plod along in your lane, and just be you, you know what I mean? Come on, I believe in spicing up your life a bit. Take a few chances, have a look, explore. But explore in the right way, not in the wrong way, and yes, Garth, legal definitely put. We're done with illegal business, I'm watching you put. And as I said last night on the group, I want to go through to the farm sometime and go and entertain the guys there, have a good braai. Those that want to join me, come. Let's go do it. Let's go say thank you to Mr. Hall. Thank you, Anthony. You know what? I know, Anthony, you remind me in many ways like myself. We never worry about ourselves. We always worry about other people. But you know what? It's never an effort for us. It's not an effort for me to go without anything if somebody else can gain. I've always been a giver, not a taker. And it's in my life, it's damaged me in the sense of it's been misused. But you know what? I've learned from it. And I'll never stop being a giver. The difference is who I give to is the difference in my life. And those that know me, I'll give the clothes of my back for anybody. If I can put a smile on somebody's face, if I can make somebody's day, if I can help a family in need, you know what? My own family will go without it, but I'll make it. I'll make it right. If there needs to be food on somebody else's table tonight, it's all right. I'll go without it. I know I'm strong enough. And but sometimes there's been people that have misused that along the road. But I'm not stupid. I'll pick oaks like that up very quickly. And I think, Anthony, you're the same. If there's anybody in the world I don't think we're going to bullshit, it's you. To be straight. You've heard it all. You've seen it all. And at the end of the day, honesty and sincerity gets you a long way. But I tell you what, there's one word that I really love and that I hear every night with you guys is the word sobriety. Okay. And I think that word is a beautiful word, you know. And congratulations to the guys on this group that have whatever, even if it's 5 days sobriety, 10 days sobriety, as long as you're adding to it, no minusing, just keep adding. Every day is a new day. You know what? And I want to tell you guys something out there. Don't be scared to talk out, man. There's been many a times in my life, okay? Been many times in my life when I think I'm walking alone. But you know what? We're not walking alone. I'm also just a phone call away. All right? Anybody's a phone call away. You don't have to do it alone. But us as men, we're too proud. Or women, we're too proud. We don't want to tell people about things. You know what? We don't want to make our problems anybody else's problems, you know. And I look at a problem. It's like a weed. It grows. And it keeps growing on you. Okay? And ask me. It destroyed me. Okay? I've been in places in my life. Okay? Not too long ago. Where I felt, okay, is this the place? Is this the place where you is this the place where you pull the trigger? Is that how it works? Okay, that's why I know what the bottom of that all feels like. But in saying that, all right, I mentally, by being a Christian, I mentally fought my way out of it. Okay, not easy, you know. There were times last year where I was looking for a gun to take a guy out. I had axes in my hand last year. I was going to murder people or an individual. But you know what? At some point, when I was getting close to it, it's like someone grabbed me at the back of my neck and said, hey, you know what you're doing is wrong. You got a family. You're a husband. You're a business owner. You're a child of the Lord. What are you doing? And you know what? If I didn't know the Lord, the odds of me sitting in Polsmoor or Goodwood right now are very, very high. I can promise you. And you know what? I reached out to people around me. I deleted a lot of people around my life. But those that are with me, I trust with my life. And in closing tonight, I want to tell you people, there's two things in life that you've got. You've got associates and you've got friends. There's a fine line between the two. Okay. When you look at a person as a friend, oh, that word, I tell you what, I look at that and I often test people on it. And they say in Afrikaans, hulle is kennisse, all right? And a person has a look at a friend and an associate, and we often get confused. We've got 95% or 98% of our people in our lives are associates. It's only about 2%, maybe 1% who are actual friends. Okay. I'm not talking about family. Yeah, maybe some people, family have also bitten us in the arse along the road somewhere. But I'm talking about people outside of our families. So in closing, I want to tell you guys, watch this space. Watch what myself and Anthony are going to do. I am going to, and I promise you, in front of all of you tonight, I promise you, that I am going to do what my lifelong dream has been, is taking an individual from zero to hero at whatever expense it is. If you're worth it, I'll do it. And Anthony, I look forward to that road, walking that road with you. Grant, Ralph, if you or your family are listening, hold your head up, my man. You're going to do this. There's no such word as hope. When we march, we march. Don't look over your back, because history is there for a reason. That's why it's called history. The only thing we can change is that's coming for us. And that's the present. You can't change the past. I once learned, driving a car, a rearview mirror, treat your life like driving a car. A rearview mirror is there to be glanced at once in a while. If you stare in the rearview mirror, you're going to have an accident, you can hit a car in front of you. So focus on what's happening in front of you, not what's happening behind you. Guys, that's me, over and out. Salute. And yeah, if I can be of any assistance to anybody here, if you need somebody to talk to, you know what? I am going to, I'm going to phone you guys one day. I'm here for you any time of the day. I'm here for you. What I'm telling you about is not something I've read out of a textbook. This is life experiences that I've spoken to you about. And remember, all lives matter, okay? Every single one of you on this platform here are special people. And I'd like, you know what, if I can walk away tonight making a difference in one person's life, it'll warm my heart. Good night and love you all. Take care.